Right.
Okay, we good? Okay, we good.
All right, we good. All right.
Let's go!
Hello, welcome everybody. Welcome back to Water2Wine podcast. Oh my God, it's been so long since we recorded. So, for those of you who this is your first time joining us, tuning in, whichever the case may be, this is Water2Wine podcast, and I am Jay Sheree.
I am Tay.
Oh Lord, she has to say it like that. I am
Okay, look, you want to
Tay.
start over?
I am Tay. No, you good, you good.
I
I
am
think we're good
Tay.
with the
Yeah,
natural.
I think that
I should
was
have
a
said it
Tay. So, okay.
first.
So,
Okay.
so those of y'all who don't know, Water2Wine podcast, we did a couple of episodes probably about like a year or so ago. Tay and I decided to start a podcast, and we did. And due to unforeseen situations, one being like production, we had issue with production, and then another one, of course, being COVID, it kind of put a halt or a stop to us recording. But we decided that we wanted to come back. We wanted to bring the podcast back. We wanted to add some flavor to it, switch it up, do something different, and add another voice. And when we
Come through.
to do that, we was like, well, who we want to do? Like, who would be a good choice? We want somebody who's articulate, someone who gives a voice to the other gender, even though we really don't care what they have to say, because we all know it's a woman's world. But we sat and we thought, who would be someone good to actually add to Water2Wine podcast? Someone who has honestly been on the show before, and we got a lot of great feedback. So after we sat back and thought about it, we decided who better to add than good sir Walter. So everybody, welcome Walter to Water2Wine podcast.
Hey.
Y'all might know him as Bernard.
Yeah,
From
we
the
did the interracial episode. And he was like,
a
Lord,
great.
I love
That was
that
a great
episode.
moment, and
Yes,
as opposed to Water2Wine, like that was one of our most sought after episodes,
it
and
was. It
Walter
was.
contributed so much
Yes,
to the
like
episode.
yes,
So
like he
welcome.
wasn't just like gonna agree
Oh
just to
no.
agree. Like he was
Mm-mm.
like, nah.
Well,
So
let
you
me
trying to
just
tell me
tell
that you like
y'all.
that? Right. He was like dead serious. So with that being said, like we was just like, okay, Walter would obviously be like a wonderful fit to work for Water2Wine.
It is.
So Walter, say hello to the people. Tell them a little bit about yourself, what you got going on. Let them know about For My People. Just quick
Oh,
little plug.
got you.
Straight plug.
Hello, everybody. My name is Walt. I am Bernard. So Bernard became my favorite player, so that's why I chose the name Bernard. But yeah, I'm an artist. I've known Jasmine through work, and I've gotten to know Tay as well. And I did enjoy my experience doing the podcast with y'all. I showed it to my sisters, showed it to my girl. I know they liked it too. So I am looking forward to this. And I have a company called For My People. We're not officially launched yet. We have technical difficulties as
It's
well,
coming.
but yeah, it's coming. It's
It's
coming.
coming.
And
It ain't nothing wrong with it. It's coming. So
right.
it's gonna be all good because I've seen your artwork, and your artwork is like amazing. It's very detailed. I love the drawing. I love the graphics, and you also do the sweatshirts also, right?
Oh, word, yeah, this one of
Shirt.
them right here. Yep,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
yep.
Exactly. So do you have a page on Instagram?
Yes, y'all can. It's actually just my name right now, so y'all can. It's literally my name, Walter Aaron, WalterAaron, and that's
Boom,
my
boom,
Instagram.
boom. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, so I don't know what happened to Tay, but we're gonna keep rolling. So
Mm-hmm.
um well, the last time we spoke was pre-COVID,
Mm-hmm.
and then now we are current COVID, and it has had the world look very different now. It's changed a lot of what we used to consider normal, because now we have a
Yes,
new normal, quote unquote. So it's
right.
really changed. So what have you been doing with? Oh, is she coming back? Is she coming back?
All right,
Oh, she's back. Hey,
I'm
all
so
right.
sorry. I don't know what happened. I was trying to turn my phone up.
you fine. So okay, so what we were And whatever she did it again because now it's listen, the devil is really trying it, but we will not. We will not. Okay. So tell me what you've been doing. Oh, okay. Just leave it where it is. We just gonna stay right where it is. Just leave it.
The phone is not going.
We
Whatever
can
happens from
okay.
this point on is dead. I can't hear y'all, but it's fine.
Uh,
Whatever.
you can't hear us?
It's not loud enough.
Oh,
Like I
okay.
have, Aaron's is over here. Anyway, yeah,
Okay.
it's
So
dead.
what we
It's
were
dead.
talking about is how the last time we recorded was pre-COVID, right? So
Mhm.
now we're current COVID. It's unfortunately showing no end in sight. So what have y'all been doing? Because you can't really go outside like you used to. You can't really socialize with your friends like you do. So what are y'all doing for like entertainment during COVID?
Entertainment.
What are you doing to
Uh,
entertain yourself during COVID?
entertain myself. I for real just been like looking up on. I mean, I've just been drawing, honestly. Just besides that, and honestly, I've just been like for real looking in like back into history. Honestly, just looking on like different events and like you know different things to influence and like the stuff that I want to make as far as like the artwork and stuff that I want to do. I've been looking into a lot of like or whatever. I've been looking into like slave rebellions and stuff like that, and I've been looking into like a lot of the reasons, like what caused us to do like what we do as far as like our historic
Hmm.
things and stuff like that.
Psychologically, right? That's deep.
That's
Yeah.
deep. I like that. That's what's up. That's what's
Mhm.
up. Tay, what you been doing?
Child. I mean, I think that I've become very stagnant because you have a lot of time on your hands and just spending time with my daughter is
Mhm.
very important to me. Because it's just a lot going on. You don't know how if you were to contract COVID, you don't know how it would deal with you. Like
Mhm.
just throwing myself into my art, like Walter.
Mhm.
I've drawn a lot more now than when I did before because I have the time.
Mhm.
But just keeping myself occupied, like my mind,
Mhm.
just keeping myself occupied and making sure that my daughter is straight. And,
Mhm.
I also was trying to figure out different means of finances. Like, how can I
Yes.
Yes.
make more
Yes.
money?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what can I
Mhm.
do? So I started making charm bracelets. I wholesale from different places and just make charm bracelets. I am working on
Oh.
my LLC. I have one, but it's not for that
Mhm.
specifically.
Mhm.
But I'm just trying to figure out how I can stop the generational curse of
Mhm.
poverty.
Yeah. Mhm.
How can I just,
You don't want your
with
daughter
all this
to
time,
struggle. Yeah.
exactly, and
Right.
resources that I have at this moment, how can I make more money?
Hmm. That's what's up.
And it's different means at
It's like
this point. Like,
you're actually using your time productively, and that's what's up because I don't want to say I've been as productive. I'm not even going to sit here and I'm not even going to lie about the situation. But I've really just been like working and trying to figure out what I want to do for myself because I don't want to be working where I'm working forever because they will drain you or not give you
hmm
one thing, not even care about you.
but I was just about to
So
say, Jasmine, you haven't had much time
Yeah.
no, because of the
to
whole because of the whole COVID thing, like because of where I work, even though we're not deemed essential because we're not in the hospitals and we're not doctors,
please.
but
They
yeah,
work you
like
like you essential.
they work you like
Don't
you
y'all deliver
essential.
to the hospitals? Don't y'all deliver to the
Yes. We
schools?
deliver to the
Like,
hospitals, we deliver to the schools, we deliver to the stores, we deliver to the grocery stores. Like we have contracts with like so many hospitals and medical places. Like so that's why I'll be like, so I know it's the doctors and the nurses, and I'm not trying to compare myself to them, but
baby,
like
boo,
so
baby.
how they gonna get the stuff they need to heal the people. But
Right.
that's
I
neither
wasn't.
here.
Oh, that's here and there because I'm trying to figure out if where you work is not running around, if where other places of delivery sources are not.
Mhm.
How? I need
I'm
y'all to stop
saying.
saying essential. It's either
Yeah,
essential or it's not. Like you cannot
yeah.
categorize these things as
Mhm.
opposed to teachers, nurses, and doctors, baby. It's a
Mhm.
lot of
Yeah.
moving parts.
Mhm.
Right.
It's a
Mhm.
lot of moving
It is
parts.
true, big fact. So, but when I am off, I unplug my brain and I watch my TV and I indulge and indulge. Just recently, I binge watched Bridgerton. on Netflix.
Oh,
Yeah.
did you like it? Did
But
you
I
love it,
tell
Josh?
you, y'all,
Baby, when I
Bridgerton is
tell you
my
I have a
listen.
whole new English accent now.
Listen, I love it. They be, sir, whatever do you mean? You disgrace me. Who you mean? Oh, I love it.
Babe.
I've always loved the English, the accent. Like I've always loved it. I can't even lie. So, but um, even before that, like when they did like I was upset I didn't get to watch it because they put on HBO Max. But when they did the reunion for the Fresh Prince of Bel Air, like I couldn't even watch that. But I wanted to watch it, and I heard a lot
Oh,
of
you
people.
ain't watch it?
I couldn't because they put on HBO Max. I'm not about to sign up to just for that. I'm not about to sign up for that.
Man, what did I watch it on? I watched it for the free, and it wasn't on no sketchy website neither. I ain't had no old lady trying to hit me up on no. I watched it, but it was good though. I
How
thought it
was
was
it?
cool. It was good. It was good. He made amends with Aunt Viv about the whole thing
The
about
original
went
one.
down. Yeah, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. My fault. The original Aunt Viv,
Mm-hmm.
and then but I feel like that was the main thing I was looking for because I was like,
Was that?
yeah, because it was already seen that he got along with everybody else. So as far as like what the real beef was, and they talked about it. They talked about how I think it came down to basically like how much she was getting paid and her being pregnant and when it came to her working and whatnot. And I
It was
guess
a little. It was a lot. It was the part that I saw
yeah,
was a little bit deeper than that. It was like psychological, like indifferences. Like he was. First of all, he was young, and the
yeah,
I mean,
people that we
he
were
was
when
young.
we were young, it's like you're young and you're thrust into this limelight. You know what I'm saying? And
Mm-hmm.
all of a sudden, you're like the star of everything. Like you can't even go to the grocery
mm,
store. You're
Mm-hmm.
recognized. So
Mm-hmm.
that can, if you're not a strong enough person, that can resonate in your mind. Like, baby, I'm Mike.
Mm-hmm.
You Tina. Like
Mm-hmm.
whatever the
Right.
case
Yeah.
is, like it just becomes way bigger than that. The spectrum is
He
divided,
but
the
when
the
he
and
was,
clip the clip that I did see, I think he did acknowledge the role he played, and he did acknowledge, like, he apologized and was like, hey, I had a lot of power at the
and
time,
they made their peace.
or
They
whatever the case
did.
may be, and they made their
yeah,
peace.
he
I
was.
Yeah, go ahead. What you were saying? What? Go ahead. Go
I
ahead.
mean, he was talking about the whole thing about her being pregnant, and he was saying like how heavy that really was for like her going through all of that. Because he was talking about
Mm-hmm.
how like Jada got pregnant too and everything, and it made him for real look at himself and like, yo, like everything that she was going on, and him being the kind of energy dude he was, the
Mm-hmm.
parties and all that kind of stuff. Like she pregnant, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
she yeah, she ain't supposed to be, dealing with all that. So
Right.
as far as all that goes, like, you got to look out for her in that sense. But I feel like in there, like he was talking about that because beyond the contract thing and stuff like that, you do got to take into account of like the people that you got working with you. So, but
You
yeah, that's
know,
all.
like,
Mhm.
I've always had a certain distaste, not distaste, because I love Will Smith, but I've always been like kind of bothered at the fact that when they got rid of the dark skin Viv, like they put the light skin Aunt Viv there, and that's
But did you know about the reasoning behind that before, or you
I
just
did.
had a distaste?
I didn't know. I just was just like, first of all, to me, she just didn't really bring the like,
The
There
like
was a
pizzazz,
certain
right?
there was a
yeah,
certain dignity that the first Aunt Viv had.
Right.
right,
She
and
was
then
about
yeah,
education. She was a little
yes,
hard on them. She was a little
mm-hmm.
bit. She was all about because she was a college professor, right?
Yeah, mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
also like she was real big on the education. But yo, they did water her down as far as like the next lady that came on. They made
They
her,
Right.
really did. Like, she didn't have a
But they did
job.
they
yeah,
did the same thing to Family Matters towards the end. And I
mm,
also felt
Yeah.
like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, I felt like also like you couldn't find no other dark skinned lady like to do it because
Mm-hmm.
like that was my thing.
But if you
Even
think
though
about it, they always get these light skinned ones, and they
but
characters.
The second Aunt Viv, I will say this to her own regard. She is very accomplished. We
Yes,
may
I
have
yes,
like
not
I like the
heard
second.
about her
yeah.
before, but she's very accomplished. She has been in the art of acting for a long time. I'm not downplaying that. The same thing with Family Matters with the mom. Like she's very accomplished,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, it's like y'all don't have nobody that almost look like them. Like,
But
you know what I'm saying?
it's
Like,
a distaste within like media period. Like just media in its totality. Like
yeah,
always like
a
and don't get me wrong,
competition.
it's a competition, but don't get me wrong, like media from what it used to be to what it is today, like it's changed drastically. Like it used to be creativity, you used to have a storyline, you used to have writers, you used to tune in
You
every week.
used to have
And why
to.
you have
You used to have it. Like it was a
yeah, it was
prerequisite.
required, right? Whereas
Mm-hmm.
now it's just like reality TV, seven women who may have one thing in common, but at the same time, like they still don't like each other. It's
Right.
it's different, but I still see some similarities, like with the whole favoring the fair skinned over the darker skin. Like no, so no matter like this problem or this issue has literally spanned over how many years, like the fact that it's still a topic or it's still a subject is sad, but it's relevant. Like just like last week, the clip that surfaced from that show with Rick Ross in the Dream, with the light skinned girl was singing trash and she was a hot mess, and the dark skinned girl got up there and sounded real good, and Rick Ross and the Dream, who's supposed to be a producer, was just like,
I have a whole nother perspective on that one.
what?
Well, say what you got to say real quick, because
Oh no,
I feel like you
I
have a
was
good you have a
nah,
good
I was gonna let her
you
rock.
might
I was
you might bring this thing to the forefront because I have a
we
whole
ain't
nother perspective on that.
we ain't say the word colorism, so I'll say it colorism. So as far as like colorism in
Colorism.
yeah, as far as colorism in media, I do believe that is very true. It's like the show My Wife and Kids by the Waynes
Yes.
and how they
Hmm.
switched that girl out
They
and they
stripped out
got
Claire. Hmm.
and the thing about it is, it's not even just that they got a light skinned girl. They got a light skinned girl, and she did a good job. It's not like she didn't do a good job, but it
Hmm.
was more like they still made her kind of ditzy, and they
Yep.
made her kind of like not
Bum.
dumb, but it's like, yo, you already got Junior, and he's not light or dark or for real,
Uh-huh.
but it's like now you got the light skinned girl, and now you make her ditzy too. The
Yeah.
thing about the whole Aunt Viv thing, me and my girl was talking about it last night.
Hmm.
I was like, the thing about the new Aunt Viv versus the older one, they really made it seem like the way that she was, like the having this contrast, it almost makes it seem like the first one, like almost like she wasn't motherly or she was too
Yeah.
much or she was doing. I was like, nah, like that was the perfect balance. It
Yeah.
was a real good balance, and
Hmm.
they did the same thing on other shows too. Now, I do think overall, I do think as far as like the blend, as far as like TV shows, if we go back from Sanford and Son to Good Times
Yeah.
to um to the Cosby Show to A Different World to Martin
Hmm.
to and still Fresh Prince, I still feel like there's been a good blend as far as like lead characters and as far as like having like a good amount of like black people on the show. I do feel that in shows like Brandy. And then I do feel that there is still like a good blend. I do feel that as far as like what the whole meaning of the shows is kind of getting lost, and I do feel like reality TV kind of plays a role in that.
It
It does.
definitely does.
Hmm.
Yeah, I do feel like, and as far as music is no denying. Music is cut and dry.
Oh, music is trash
Music
now.
is
I'm sorry.
We don't even want
I
to
mean,
talk about
not
it. Like,
not the
Right.
kind of music I'm saying, but the as far as the colorism thing, that's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
oh, yeah, 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 yeah.
It's
I see what
straight
you're
up.
saying. Yeah, the
It's
colorism. Yeah.
it was one thing, like, where I want to get back to the day where people didn't kiss and tell. Like now it's like people because they're the mother of certain kids, and
Mm.
people like I just want to get back to the point where like that there was this girl Danny Lee or something, Danny Leanne or something,
Uh-huh.
and she made a song, and the song was trash. I mean, it was like just my own opinion.
You talking about the girl that
Like
made
it
the
was
song
just
with Chris Brown?
no.
That's
She made a song by herself. She's the girlfriend of I mix them up all the time. The baby and little baby. Which one's which? I don't know. They babies.
no,
That's all I
the
the
know.
babies.
I was gonna say the younger one is Lil Baby.
The with the pretty
The
teeth.
younger one is little baby. Oh wait, isn't the baby
Well, they
in
both got
jail?
their teeth fixed. Well, the Lil Baby got his
Okay,
teeth
well,
fixed.
like
That's so
I
sad.
need
That's
one of y'all to
terrible.
leave your teeth the way it
It's
was, because I need to
terrible.
know which one is which. The dark
That's
skinned
terrible.
one. I feel
That's
like they
the
both kind of
baby.
dark skinned.
That's the baby.
The one with the clean cut.
Okay, he has a girlfriend
Yeah.
named Danny Lynn, and she made a song called um Yellow girl is what he want or something like that.
Mm.
Oh, see, I didn't listen to that, but I did see it like all over my
I
timeline.
didn't want to listen to it.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
a certain website had it on, and like as soon as you scroll up on Instagram, it just started playing. I was like, oh, what is this? Like,
So was she like putting down
It
dark
was like
skin?
Yellow Girl is what he want. Yellow Bone is what he want was the name of the song.
Ooh.
And so it was not putting down, but it was like all of his baby mamas are
I know.
dark skinned.
I
So it
got some.
kind of like
You got what? What you got?
All I got to say. All I got to say. I got two
like
things
what?
on that. I got two comments on that. Two.
Okay.
All right. So my first comment
Tread
is
lightly.
I can definitely see what you're talking about on that front as far as like uplifting,
Mm-hmm.
the lighter ones. Now, if that's what he wants, does he have the right to say that? If someone made a song about darker women,
He didn't say
I,
that. She
I,
did.
oh, she said that. Oh,
She
God, I
said
didn't.
she made the song.
Oh, it was the
Yeah.
girl that made the
The
song.
dynamic. The dynamic. So she made a Yellow Bone is
Mm,
what he want, and the song was trash. So all of Twitter, all of Instagram, Facebook, Periscope, everybody dragged her
mm-hmm,
about it because, first of all, need I say again, the song was trash. I
mm-hmm,
would say it to her face. I swear I would. Because it was like, okay. But my thing is, we have come so far and we still so far behind. Because
Yeah.
mm-hmm,
I have been subject to talking about light skin, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, this what light skin do, this what this dark skin, like we all do that. I have been
Mhm.
an African booty scratcher from 6th to 8th grade. That was like, dark skin is popular now because we all want to be woke and all that. But seriously, be real
I
about
feel
it.
like
I
it's a
think Cass.
fad.
I
It's a
think Cass
fad.
is exactly. I
It's a
think people
fad.
for real like hopping on it right now, but I
Uh huh.
don't feel like Cass is for real about it. I feel like
Not yes,
No,
when
they're
time
not.
no.
when times
Yes, they're
come,
not.
Mm-mm.
when it for real time come, they for real gonna choose.
The lighter,
Light
the
I feel
skin.
lighter
like
one,
when something
because
Cass
it's
will. I'm not
popular. It's
not.
popular now to be
Mm-hmm.
woke and be, holding your juju bees or whatever and your sage. I don't even know
Choo
what the coins are called because I
But
don't.
I do got a question about
I'm the
that though.
worst person.
choo.
I do got a question. So now for the brothers or for the people, for say there is a girl that puts a song about like darker women out there, and she is dark skinned, because I just feel like that is a song for celebrating dark skin. I don't feel like that would not have an issue with me. I feel like there are already mad songs like that. So I'm saying like that would not offend me at all. And I'm saying, what do
Oh,
y'all feel? How do y'all feel like if that was
Go ahead, Jay.
if a song came out like
hold
that?
on. I
Go
really
ahead,
didn't hear.
Jay.
I didn't really hear because my internet had went out. What did you say? I'm sorry.
So
Say it.
say a song, say if that girl was dark skinned and she had a song saying about the dark skinned
Hmm.
girls, how would you feel about it? Would you and it wasn't good, but she still came out with it. Do you still like she has how
Well,
would you feel about it?
I
Honestly,
think
both of
I
y'all.
think I think what it is, I really think what it is like in the message. Because if you think about it, Beyonce made a song called Brown Skin Girl. And that
Right.
song like has literally become like an anthem
Yeah.
for brown skinned women, even dark skinned women, because she mentioned someone whose complexion is even darker, Lupita Nyong'o. She had
And
Kelly.
facial
And
features
facial
and
features
like
and stuff like that.
Africanized.
Right. I
Yeah.
really feel like it's really all in like the presentation and what you're doing, because even though the song is brown skin girl, she was not putting down light skinned girls, or she wasn't talking about, like, she was just saying like appreciate you for being brown skin. So while I have not heard the Danny Lee or Danny Lynn song, I feel like yes,
Neither have
like
I.
that's I haven't heard it. I do want to say
Yeah,
that
neither have I. Me
that may
too.
be his
I'm gonna send it to y'all. I'm gonna
preference.
send it to y'all because I was very disgusted.
As that may be his preference, which I get, everyone has a preference, but I just feel like if you're putting down others, that's a problem. And then you have to understand, for so long, brown skin and dark skin girls have always been like had been the underdog. Like light skin, it's like light skin, especially females. Light skin females have always been thought to be so beautiful,
They're
and they don't even have to do
cherished.
anything.
They're
They just gotta get
cherished.
up.
Like,
They don't have to do anything. They just get up and this, oh, she's so
mhm.
beautiful. And I always, when I'm talking to guys, and well, you know, from conversations, like I've been like, name me someone that's light skinned, that's pretty, but I have to really be like, oh my gosh, she is gorgeous. And everyone they've named, I'm just like, yeah, but would you think she's beautiful if she was brown skinned? Because to me, if you light skin, if you're beautiful light skin, Amber, then it's your features that are beautiful. Don't just tell me somebody beautiful just because they light skin. What are your
Right.
features? Like, what stands out about this person? Is it their eyes? Is it their cheekbones? Is it the way that their facial um features, their shape, like all of that? Like my problem is just when you're not, you have to uplift. Don't put down. You can have a preference without putting down. Like my preference is husky dudes. But I'm not gonna be like, he muscular. Oh my god, his eyes.
Oh, he's
But
skinny.
Jasmine, but
Okay.
Jasmine, Jasmine, but Jasmine, your Jasmine. So you don't prefer darker brothers though? You don't prefer
Oh,
darker brothers?
I love me
Now,
a dark. Oh,
hold
All
on,
right,
hold on,
so
hold on, hold
I
on.
want
I
to speak on
do.
this. I
Let's
want to speak on this.
let's kill the dynamic of preference for degrading.
Right.
Right.
Let's
There's a
kill the
difference.
dynamic.
Yes, there
Yeah.
is.
First of all, I prefer men. Just say, I don't have nothing against people that are gay that prefer women. I don't have nothing against you. Okay, you prefer a light skinned girl. You prefer a dark skinned man. Whatever the case is, do not put me down. Don't just
Don't
say
right.
I prefer a light skinned man because a black bitch.
Yeah,
Don't do
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
That's my
Mm-hmm.
thing. Like, don't
Mhm.
Right.
degrade me. Don't throw me down
Mhm.
as one person and degrade my
Mhm.
whole race and gender
Uh-huh. Yeah.
because you had a couple of bad experiences. Let me tell you something.
Mhm.
I know as black women, baby, we
Popping.
together, like we will go through. We have a preference in general, like not even about genderized. Just a
Yeah.
preference and I want him to have this, and this, and
Yeah.
this.
Mhm.
I don't want to keep coming off as angry. Like we have to fight men and women.
And
We
we
have to
have to
fight.
fight black men, and we have to fight black men and black women, and it's
That's
like
true.
really sad. Like it's very frustrating. Now, I think I know what you was gonna say, Walt.
What?
Okay, because like I really feel like I know what he's about to say about my whole preference. Okay, yes, I love me a brown skinned chocolate brother. Yes, I do. Gotta have a little bit of weight on him. Okay, just a little bit. Okay,
No, wait on.
or just a little. Okay. Now, I will say that if a man were to approach me and he happened to be light skinned, I'm not gonna be like, oh, you light skinned. Like
Ugh,
I'm
get
not
your
gonna do
light
Mm-hmm.
that.
skin
Like
on.
yeah, I'm not gonna do that. Like if you approach me and you like it's someone right now who's light skinned that I work with, and I'm like, oh, he's actually like I don't really like light skin, but but he's a little husky. You see what I'm saying? It's a balance. It's about the balance.
You give
He's
a
heavy,
little
and
give
he
and
got
take. You know what I'm saying? A
right. It's
little
a
in
little
and
give and
out.
take. Like I can't give everything
Right,
out because it's gonna be like, oh, we know what she's talking about.
right.
But like that's what I'm saying. But I wouldn't. And then even if a light skinned dude was to approach me, and he may not like he has to have some sort of feature that I'm attracted to. But if our vibe is there, like if sense of humor, relationship with God can actually hold a conversation, like I'm not gonna be like, oh, he got all of the things I want, but he light skinned. So I'm gonna let first of all, a black man is too hard to come by out here in the
Listen,
streets to be not
light, dark,
to be light skinned.
Zimbabwean, or South
Albino,
African,
I don't
baby. What's
care. What's
good?
up?
What's
You got
good?
what's your credit score? You believe in God? Come on,
Oh,
let's go. Like
so you don't cheat? You don't cheat? Okay,
right. I was like, I'm just that's just not, but I do feel like so okay, I do want to ask y'all a question. Do you feel like the colorism in the media, like to a certain extent, is it the fault of the consumer?
It's both ways. It's both ways. Yeah, I
come
feel
on,
like
Walt. Come
I
on,
feel
Walt.
like, I feel like they feed us it and we eat it up. At the end of the
Right.
day, they
Mm-hmm.
feed us that the light is supposed to be upheld because its simulation is closer to white, and then
Right.
they feel that that's supposed to be a class of its own, and then they said, but at the end of the day, when white people looking at us, they looking at us from this end to y'all.
Right.
As
Or
long
Mm-hmm.
as
from
you
the top,
from
or from the very top, and they're looking down on
yes.
us like
Down.
we supposed
Uh-huh.
to.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
There's some we can let y'all in, some of the lighter ones. We like some of the y'all lighter ones, but hey, if the darker one will play by the rules, we'll give the darker one a chance to play by the rules too. And especially if we put certain darker ones to put more lighter ones in.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like it's just we take it in and we just eat it up. We just
And
eat
we're
it up.
okay with that. That's my
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
Like we're the only ones that are supposed to conform, play nice.
Mm-hmm.
Don't
Yep.
get too aggressive.
Yep.
Don't be
Don't speak up
too
for yourself.
lackluster. Don't do
Yeah.
this. Don't do that. Like we're the only people. First of all, I watched on the news these people storming the Capitol, breaking up
Mm.
everything. Like they did everything but burn it down. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
maybe we'll burn some stuff down now. We will burn some stuff, but at the same time, we never got close enough to
Mm-hmm.
burn a Capitol. We never
Mm-hmm.
got like
Nah.
my thing is, and this is just my thing. Like whatever I say as Tay does not hold any weight with Water2Wine. Nobody,
You see your
you
own
know, nobody on Water2Wine podcast may agree with me. Disclaimer. But I'm just saying, for people in general, if you're gonna convict somebody for one thing, convict everybody the same way.
Mm-hmm.
That's my thing. That
Mm-hmm.
goes for moral conviction. Okay, first of all, you cheated on me, you did this, and you know what I'm saying? Like, even with there's a lot of women who, oh, I'm finna date me a white man because they know how to treat folks.
Listen, I ain't gonna lie. I done said that a couple of times because I'm tired. I'm tired and I am
Baby, you got
frustrated.
one time
I
to
am
call me a
not.
nigga,
I'm
and
not.
then it's over. No, I'm
And,
just saying it's not cut and dry. That's what I'm saying. It's not cut and
Hmm.
dry.
There's
You
gray
know what I'm saying? You
spaces.
might
Like,
find a good person that loves you of any race, that loves you
mm-hmm.
wholeheartedly. Do not put down the black man or the black woman because you had bad experiences.
Mm-hmm.
Do not
hmm
continue to put down the black man or the black woman because you are a police officer or a
Mm-hmm.
lawyer or whatever
Mm-hmm.
the case is. Stop judging us because we're black and because you have bad experiences. That goes for women, men.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's it. It's all wrapped up together.
It's
that's
So I'm
facts.
the
just
whole,
like,
yeah.
I don't
Yeah.
We
like
don't.
that. I'm so sick of having to fight so many battles as a black woman. We angry. We upset. Oh, they just so
Mm-hmm.
loud, baby. My whole
Um,
family, my whole entire family, my aunts, my uncles, everybody loud.
Mm-hmm.
You can't come up here if you quiet. We don't know how to deal with you.
uh, I
You
don't
know what I'm
think.
saying?
I don't think like we for real. As far as from the male
Okay.
perspective, men we don't for real take it into account as like how hard it is, especially in our community, because a lot of our women have to raise not just one, it's two, maybe three kids, and a lot of the time it's on their own. So when
Mm-hmm.
you're doing that, you raising the kid by yourself, you working by yourself, you feeding them. You, if they have emotional problems, you're the only one taking care of them. You're the one going through all that. You're the one going through all that. While a lot of times the male isn't there. As far as like why the male isn't there, whether unfortunately sometimes he may be dead or be in jail or he just decided to just dip
Or
out, which
chooses
happens a
not
lot.
to.
Exactly,
Or,
Exactly. Say
yeah,
that
yeah.
part.
exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's like, so when all of that pressure is built on a woman, yo, of course she gonna be short at times. Of course
Yeah.
her temper gonna be like that at times. But as a man, you if you choose to rock with a woman, you can't put her down when that stuff is happening. When you step in that ring, especially if she has children, you have to take that into account. You
Mm-hmm.
can't just think that it's all gonna be good. It's like just like we have our issues, you have to put yourself in their shoes and think about what they have to go through throughout the daily. And I don't think we as men look at it from that point of view a lot.
But do you feel protected by women? Do you feel like your girl thinks
I,
about that kind of thing? Not to put her out there like that, because I love her so much. She's such a sweet
Mm-hmm.
person.
Yeah.
But do you feel like, in your relationships prior that you feel protected? Like, oh, my girl got me. I don't have to worry about feeling like she doesn't understand what I'm going through as a black man.
I, I definitely feel like my girl has definitely done a good job with that. It's no, it's like we have issues. I'm not going to say we don't have issues. Of course we do, but it's like a lot of them, the issues that she has are not issues that I caused. They're issues that she has, from her upbringing. And
Her
it's the same thing
family,
about,
right?
yeah. And it's the
Mm-hmm.
same thing with mine. So it's like there's issues about myself that she looks at me and then she sees, you know, and but she don't hold that against me. And as far as my feelings, like one of my issues is processing my feelings. Like, you know, I let y'all know in like last year, I lost someone. I lost my pops last year. So like,
Sorry to hear that.
yeah, and it's all good. Appreciate it. But my thing was after that happened, I was just on the whole lock it down, don't feel, you know, just hold it down. But after like months passed, you know, I would, you know, have my little sessions here and there, but for the most part, I would just keep it locked down. But her, for real, just being like, yo, you gotta process it, you gotta feel it, you gotta go through the whole thing. I feel like her being there, giving me that space and letting me know that, yo, I'm here for that. You need to do that. You know, that's what makes me feel safe for her. So, because I know I can't do that in front of everybody, especially as a man, especially as a black
Right.
man. You cannot do
Right.
that in front of people that you're not cool with, that you don't
So
know.
you found the right one.
Uh,
That's what you're telling us.
Mm.
You found the
Oh yeah,
right
yeah. He been
person
knew that.
for you. Mm-hmm.
He been knew that for
yeah.
me.
Yeah, baby, I knew that when I met her. I was like,
Let me.
she is the
So
one.
I do want to ask you a
Seriously.
question. Well, I want to ask you a question because it's what you said about not um like processing your emotions and feeling like you had to be like, I'm strong or whatever. Because do you feel like that is because you're an African American male in this community? Like, do you feel like it's an issue that African American men have in general?
I do feel like it's an issue that black men have in general. I do feel if you like when I think about it, my father wasn't someone that really expressed his feelings a lot, you know, but he confided to my mother. So,
Yeah.
you know, I guess seeing that, I was like, you know, like that. Like as a child, I was pretty sensitive, you know, as a
Mhm.
child. And then I just getting older, being around my peers, being around other, you know, black brothers,
Yeah.
playing basketball and stuff like that, you know, that kind of gets you kind of don't have a space for it. And then the older and older you get, you start to see like, yo, if you're gonna be around certain cats, like, you know, being sensitive all the time isn't necessarily something that
Yeah.
for real provides a space
Yeah.
for. And
Yeah.
especially, I would say this: I was in a very, very blessed. I said this last time, but a very blessed situation. I had both my parents, so
Hmm.
like I may have not been able to always express all the time how I felt comfortably in front of my father, but he still gave me the space to do so, and so did my
Hmm.
mother too.
Mm-hmm.
So as far as that, I feel like most people don't have that. So a lot of
Right.
times when it comes to processing an emotion and when it's time to feel it, you're just like, I don't even know how, especially as a man. Because you have to admit that makes you vulnerable.
Yeah.
And as a black man, if
Mm-hmm.
you're vulnerable and you're seen as vulnerable, that looks unfortunately it's crabs in the bucket for us.
Yeah.
Like that's
How
how
did we
literally how
get
we
to
look
that
at it.
point? How did we get to that point that men cannot cry and still be seen as strong? How did we get to the point that
I
men
feel like
cannot?
as a society, not even I don't want to even talk about a society because the rules that are held to others is not the same for us. But
Exactly.
I do feel like it's just within us as a community. Like we seek, for some reason, we feel like emotion and all of that is just weak. Like it's a sign of weakness, and it's like even like anything with your emotion and being vulnerable is weakness. If you cry, stop crying like a girl. If you pout, stop pouting like a girl. Stop doing this like
Stop.
a girl. Like it's like, and then it's like a girl is considered like weak. Like, oh, you play like a girl, or you're doing this like a girl. Like, and that's just like that's just it's really sad because me personally, I feel like when you have the mental capacity to be able to look within yourself and be able to say, this is wrong, I'm feeling like this, I'm processing this, I don't like this, and this is something that needs to be changed or that I need to change or work on, or you're doing this and it's making me feel this way. The ability to do that, to me, that's strong. Like that's
It's
strength.
it's really a halt of communication. Like
Mhm.
just people don't want to communicate. Just like with Eris, I try my best to let her be open, let her have this platform to tell me how do you feel. I don't want like with my mom. Don't ask my mama why. like that was like a naysaying thing. Like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
don't ask me why. I
Yeah.
want Aris to ask me why. What's the
Uh-huh.
problem? What's going on?
Mm-hmm.
Because I want her to have an understanding. I don't want my child to feel like
Mm-hmm.
she can't ask me why, so she gonna ask somebody else,
Yeah.
and they're gonna tell
Mm-hmm.
her something totally wrong that
Mm-hmm.
I don't hold my regard to. So
You want them to feel comfortable and
I
transparent.
do,
Yeah, you
and
want them to be
I also
open.
feel like she will never, like, I never felt comfortable with my mom. My mom tried her best to be everything but my friend. Like, she
Mm-hmm.
tried her best not to be my friend, not to, like, she held that platform of discipline and making sure that that I knew that she was my authority.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like with Eris, I just really want her to. I mean, first of all, I am your authority now. You're not
Mm-hmm.
just gonna come at me like on the
Mm-hmm.
left side of the field.
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, I want her to trust me in the
Mm-hmm.
regard of telling me somebody did something wrong to you. Let me know. If
Mm-hmm.
somebody touched you in the wrong way, let me know.
Most
If you have
definitely.
any questions with anything going on with your body, with your mind, with your soul, let me know. You know, it,
You want them to be able to talk. I feel so I just listening to you talk about your daughter and then
mhm,
listening to Walt talking about, the emotions that, like just being emotional, like, and then like even with that, like tying it all back to the colorism issue that we have
mhm,
within our community and things
mhm.
like that. Because in actuality, like we as African Americans, we control culture, we control pop, we control what's popping because as soon
What's
as we do
popping and what's
something,
not?
right, because as
Exactly.
soon as we do something on social media, they come and take it and put some raisins on a potato salad and it's different and it's just it's lame. Like what is it that we as a culture can do to change that or to improve that to where all like the whole spectrum is included. Like we had that song Brown Skin Girl and that took on a life of its own. So it's like it was going somewhere, but then we always seem to revert back to placing light skin. And this is no shade to light skin, especially light skin females. Like it's no shade, but it just needs to be a balance. Like just as there's just as many beautiful dark skin and brown skin women as there are light skin women, but I feel like unfortunately too many times too often the darker skin is overlooked because of the light skin. How do we stop that from happening? Like how do we change that? Like how do we keep that from happening so often?
Well, are you ready or do you want me to go? Go ahead. I was waiting for you to finish, baby. Go ahead, Walt. Go ahead. For real. Go ahead.
Um, um, well, I was thinking about. Did y'all see that movie? That with Malcolm X and Muhammad Ali and
Oh,
it
the
was
one
done
night in Miami,
The new one.
yeah,
directed by Regina King.
Hmm.
yeah,
I
Regina
have
King.
not seen
Yeah,
it.
that's
I
on
hmm
have
my
not
list.
seen
It's
it.
on my
Mm-mm.
list. Yes, to
word.
watch.
I thought that was pretty good, and it touched on that subject as well. It was touching on
Mm.
the subject about it was like Jim Brown's character and Malcolm X's character, and the thing about um the dynamic of what happened was like Jim Brown was talking to Malcolm X because Malcolm X was going in on
Hmm.
Sam Cooke about the music he was writing and saying that, it wasn't deep basically. And Jim Brown was like, I wonder why light skinned cats go so hard. Like, why do y'all always feel like y'all gotta go so hard? Like, why do y'all feel like y'all gotta,
No.
I just wonder about that. Do y'all feel like y'all have to like represent? And I thought about it and I for real thought about it. And I kind of, I just laughed and Malcolm X character laughing. And when I think about it, it makes me just think like, sometimes that kind of is like the reality of like certain like light skinned cats like in the position that they have. You gotta slick. It's not that what they should be having to go extra hard sometimes, or that's what it looks like. But as far as like what's going on, if you have the platform to put some more darker people in the room, that's what you do. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to put your people forward. So you're not supposed to just be on the wave of just like putting yourself there and not putting a space for more people, darker and lighter, as
Hmm.
long as you black or as long as you color, as long as you putting someone else in that form. But as far as right now, the darker people. As far as like what you need to do, we need to definitely represent some more darker folk and actually have like real talented, gifted, like darker folk for real putting their stuff out. That's what I think. Cause and also show like a blend. Show that you have like brown and light and dark and showing their talents and their gifts and what it is that they do. I feel like when people start seeing it and they see it in a grand scheme, they really see that we as a people, we are a people at the end of the day. So that's what I think on it.
So,
Say.
okay, so hope not to be too long winded. But my thing is with, you know, the grand scheme of things, the thing you emulate what you hate. A lot of people, a lot of white people, Mexicans, whatever the case is, we have always done it better. You know what I'm saying? Like I will say that. We have always done it better. When it comes down to the Renaissance, W.B. Du Bois, the Poet Society, whatever, we have always done an extreme. So just like I saw a movie with Chadwick Boseman, Viola Davis, um,
My Rainey.
Karen-
Ooh,
yes, Ma
so
Rainey.
good. So
They
good.
had this whole. I wish they would have finished it because I was like, that's it. But
It was,
it
but it
was.
was finished. Like I went and did research. It was finished because it was a play based.
Was
It was based
it?
off of the play of August Wilson. But it was like the different spectrums. Like from Viola Davis's point of view, it was like she
Mhm.
knew her worth and she knew that all they
Mhm.
wanted to do as soon as she put
And they respected
recorded her
her.
voice. As soon as she
They
recorded, they
respected
didn't need
her.
her anymore. And she was like, "You gonna
Mhm.
give me what I want and what I want." Whereas Chadwick Boseman, he was willing to do anything just to make it. And then
Mhm.
you see like what happened to both of them in the end, like in the grand scheme.
Right.
But it in essence, it was finished. It was.
So that the thing that okay, so it was finished. But the thing about that was, even after all that we saw that she did,
Yeah.
they got a white man in there, and he
Mhm.
sung the same song with a whole doo
Yeah.
wop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Uh huh.
A whole
Hmm.
doo wop, and it changed the dynamic of the song. So it's like
Yeah.
they steal from us and
Mhm.
make it
Hmm.
their own. They have always done that.
Mhm.
But when we take a song from them, we have to pay for it. We have
Mhm.
to pay for the rights. We have to make sure that we have the whole law and order.
Oh yeah,
You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like everything.
You gotta have a whole
But
kit
what
and caboodle. Like everything
okay,
gotta be lined
what
up.
I'm saying
Hmm.
is when it comes from us, we do above and beyond. But when it sounds good, I mean, Luther Vandross samples everybody. But
Hmm.
people don't know that he sampled them because it sounds so dynamic.
Hmm.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like when it comes
Even
from us,
Whitney did it with
Oh, and Motown,
I will yeah, Motown. Yeah.
they sung
Motown
all
is
the
a
same
sample
songs.
king.
They
Uh-huh.
Mo-
sung all the same songs, and
They
like
just
that's the
yeah.
whole thing with Motown. They wasn't trying to just make it like just black music. They was trying to make it like this is the best
this
Music
music.
period.
our music,
Yeah.
music
Right.
in
Hmm.
general. This
Hmm.
is our music. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
Word.
saying? Like from Whitney to Bobby to the Temptations to the Delphonics to the Spinners, like all of these different sounds came from somewhere. But when it comes from us, everybody want to sample it. Like
Not
oh, you know,
all that stuff came from when you think about it from music, the history of music from jazz to funk to pop to rock and roll to hip
did
hop
it
to
not always
blues
come from
to
us?
yes. So it all
Hmm.
started from us. They was
It
forcing us to
does.
play those them tunes for them. The
Yeah.
banjos, the country music, that
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff. They was forcing us to play that. That's why when it comes to jazz, jazz was like the first staple actual sound that was could actually defend it. I was like, that was a black man sound,
It
and
Yeah,
it
was.
cannot be
It
denied.
is.
exactly,
So
Yeah.
like a black
exactly.
people sound because it wasn't just men doing it. Like
Yeah.
cats like Billie Holiday and
So
Ella
Elizabeth
Fitzgerald.
Turner and Ella Fitzgerald. Yeah,
when do we get ours? You know what I'm saying? Like that's my thing. Like I
But why
don't
do we have to
not
wait for them
right.
I
to
Why
feel
do we
like
have to
us?
beg for it?
I
Why do we
feel
have to
like
chase behind you to
I
get
feel like
our dues?
I feel like we are always, since we always had to like make a new music,
Yeah.
since we're always having to make the next thing, now we are finally starting to come into the wave of like us owning our own masters.
Yes.
Like I feel like we for real, like a lot of musicians are starting to do that. They're for real starting to make it so that you own your own stuff, and you are
Mm-hmm.
starting to be independent right now. So I feel like that's what they're starting to do, and I do feel like they could do more of it.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like it's beginning.
It's
I feel like
beginning
this,
and it's
yeah.
starting, and it's
Hmm.
like a slow pace because like it was like, you know, Nipsey and then Chance, and then like they was trying to like push it and do it on their own, but I just unfortunately I feel like I have such a distaste and such a hurt and frustration with those new rappers like the babies and like I don't even know all of their name like in
Right.
actuality,
Hmm.
but I just have a frustration with rappers like those who can't see outside the bigger picture because rappers they just those are the ones who really truly they don't care about the art and the getting the word and the message out there to their community. Like it's really for like all they really want is just the money and to be with the gold diamond teeth and all of this extra stuff. Like they don't care about the art of it and they don't care about helping and pushing for their community to do better. Like I feel like there are so many people, so many rappers out there that should take a note from rappers like Nipsey Hussle, God rest his soul, and Chance the Rapper, who tried to do it on their own. Like, let's try to do it on our own. Let's try to push for us doing it on our own, making our own way, and paving the way for the ones to come after us instead of we just sign our soul on the dotted line to look like a damn fool for these executives sitting in the office who gonna make money off of you where you signing a deal for like God knows how much money, but you really probably only see $100 because a lot of the stuff that they have is just rented and they just advertise it for like all those clothing brands and jewelry companies. They don't own a lot of that stuff. So why would you not want to own your own stuff? They don't have the knowledge of that. And it's sad.
I'll tell
It's
you who I have a problem with. The people who have the knowledge, like you just said, the people who have the knowledge that do not instill that knowledge in their artists.
Mhm.
As you sign people on, you know, it's a cutthroat world. Like you just sign people on and they, have a good song. You just plug it all into every single syndication and you don't tell them how they should make money, how they should keep money, how they should invest money. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a bad business. But most people that are signing these people are not black.
Right.
They're white. I
There,
mean, not to say
yeah.
that there's a problem with that, but at the same time, there's a lot of white people that are
Mm,
for the game.
you may not be saying it's a problem, but I kind of feel like it's a problem with it.
Well, listen, our president is white, but I feel like for
Our
the
vice
first
president
time
is
since
black.
Obama, great, same thing. I feel like I feel like for the first time in the last 4 years, I feel
Mhm,
like somebody understands. You know what I'm
mhm,
saying? Like,
mhm.
okay, we're poor. I mean, we not. I feel like it's rich and poor. It's no in between. You know what
I
I'm
just
saying? Like,
this
you
one thing.
either
Like
rich
I
or
don't
you
want to
poor.
say.
I
I
think
don't want
that's
to say.
widening right now.
It is. It is. It
Yeah,
is real. Like it's like either you're up here or you're down here. Like there's no in
Yeah,
between.
it's
And
rich
then
and
yeah.
God
poor. It's
forbid,
in or
and then it's
out.
like God
Yeah.
forbid you're honest about being like quote unquote poor. Like it's like they dogging you. It's always something wrong with you. Whatever. Or they gonna try to make you feel bad.
Let
But
me
I just
tell
want to
you
go
who
back to
I
my point.
am. Poor.
I want to go back to my point about. I don't want to say I feel like it's bad when like all of the executives and people that sign them are white and the rapper is black. I don't feel like it's bad, but I just in my mind have this picture of like the king or a king sit on the throne and they're like, dance, monkey, dance, dance for me, monkey, dance to the black rapper, and the black rapper like, oh yes, a master, I'm gonna go and do this. You want me to put this gold in my mouth and make the black people laugh, master? Yeah, like that's what you
But
look like
but
because you're not
Jay,
even
that's
talking
what
about
it
nothing
is
real.
though. That's what it is because
Yeah,
you pick these people out of the ghetto.
That's
You
yeah.
pick these people. You pick them out of poor and impoverished places that they, have been rapping all their life, like since they was like 4. So they
Mhm.
rapping, they rapping, they rapping. You know what I'm saying? You pick them up. Oh, why they have a gift, and
Mhm.
you instilling them just like with NWA with the movie.
Yeah.
You
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
know,
What
like
that
it was
white dude
like,
did. Yeah. That's what
yeah,
the Jerry dude.
you
Yeah.
you had them in their mind. You pick one out that was like the most vulnerable, and you pick
Mhm.
him out, and you just instill in him. I'm taking care of you. I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing.
Yeah.
Y'all gonna be big, and
Yeah.
you have to struggle your whole life, and all of a sudden you ain't got nothing. I thank God for even though I don't really fool with him now, Ice Cube. I don't really fool with him, but he, I be looking like,
Hold on. Okay. He had or is having a moment. But everyone does.
baby,
He just
you
can't see
having
past
a
his
year
own
long moment, baby.
greed. He just can't see past
Baby.
his own greed. Like at the end of the day,
But
unfortunately.
that's the problem. That's what I'm saying. You need to be to a point where the only goal you have is to be famous or rich or just continuing your
Yeah.
moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
you just went off a tangent. Like
Mm.
before, you telling me this man done stole all your money. You ain't got nothing. You
Yeah.
don't put out Friday. You
Uh
don't
huh.
put out the what's the movie Friday,
Uh.
next Friday, Friday
Uh.
after next,
Yeah.
and Ricky, what's that movie?
Oh, Boys in the
Boys in the
Hood.
hood.
Boys
Boys
in the
in the
Hood.
hood.
You put that out. You did that. But my thing is like, you follow with this man because he had a black people plan. Baby, where is it at? What's the
Mm.
money?
Oh, they're talking about oh man, I remember I had a
Talking about
conversation
he
with
put a
an in-law about this. I remember
About
me and him, yeah, about this, and me and him, like we still cool and everything, but he wasn't for the man that is not no longer the president elect. But I'm saying
what's
it
his
was like
name?
we
What's
was
his
having
name?
a
Say his
Don-
name. Say his name.
Donald
What's his
Trump.
name?
He wasn't for Donald Trump, but he was talking about that in particular. And I was like, bro, I was like, you really think this dude? The man was supposed to pay his taxes. Did he pay his taxes? Nah. The
Baby,
man
you
said he
had
ain't
four
know about COVID.
years. What's
Exactly.
good?
Exactly. Talking about why wasn't this the first thing? If he knew black people was going through this, if he knew that money was earned to us, why didn't he do this the first year? Why he wanted to
Mhm.
go ahead and talk about this plan right when he know he not about to get elected?
Right.
So like, come on, bro.
He
The
know he
the
about to
man
lose
is
them votes.
lying.
Yeah.
The man is
Baby.
lying, and he
But
stay
my thing
lying.
is, Joe Biden, and this is my thing. I was praying, I swear I was. I was praying that Joe Biden would do everything he said he was gonna do. He got 4 years. Everything he said he was gonna do, he already did already. Like, dang. Oh, he
It's
come.
like
Okay.
you have 4 years. This man been on the job
Baby,
for
he
about
coming
two, three
through.
weeks.
He coming through. It's been 2 weeks. Baby, what's
Yo.
going on?
Mhm.
Come
I
through with
think
the come through with
I
the
feel like
stimuli.
I do feel like Joe Biden. I do feel like I know why some people won't rock because they feel like he an old white dude and he's still a politician. But
Please.
I do feel like he in a position like he ain't got no choice but to do the right thing, yo.
And
Yeah.
he
It's like
better. And that's what I
he on
mean.
he on watch. He on
Yeah.
watch. Like, every
Baby,
black people waiting for him to mess up. I'm
Yeah,
y'all
they
telling
thought
you.
are.
these
I feel
folks
like they like just sitting in the wing waiting. And
Hmm.
he got a lot of
look,
pressure. He got a lot of pressure on his shoulders. Like I'm not gonna lie.
y'all thought
He
y'all
does.
thought these folks about to storm the Capitol, baby. I'm on my way, honey. I figure out a way to get up there.
Cause yeah, I
Baby.
did like they put a lot of pressure on him, and it's like everybody got something to say about him being older, and all of that other stuff. But I feel like he went in there. He's in there now. He has a plan. Look what like I just really feel like he implementing.
So
He's doing stuff. He's putting things in action, and he only been there for 3 weeks.
How
He
old is
only been
so
Bernie
there for
Sanders? How old is Bernie Sanders?
3
Let's talk about that. Bernie Sanders was about 97 years old, baby. I was about to vote the hell out of his ass, baby. Bernie.
Mm,
I
Put
mm.
it
got a
in.
quick
That man is
question.
What's
elderly.
up?
I didn't want to get off this topic, but like right quick, as far as like having big time artists as like had opening doors. How do y'all feel about like what Kendrick Lamar and J. Cole has done for artists as like Ari Lennox and
Oh,
SZA and
don't you talk about
like I
Ari.
feel like there's some really gifted young female artists coming up.
Oh
There's
yes.
It
some
is.
Oh,
really gifted young artists,
Let me let
and I
bow
was like,
down.
Jasmine say
that girl,
something
her,
about
what's her
Jasmine
name?
Sullivan.
Bow down.
Jasmine Sullivan.
Her,
Yo,
Oh,
ATR.
oh,
me and Neek was
Jasmine
talking about.
Sullivan make me.
She told me that they her name is the singer her
her. Yeah.
Her ATR.
and
Yeah, her.
her and Jasmine Sullivan, they singing the Super Bowl and national anthem. I said, yo, they finna
Listen,
kill
I
it.
want to be
They
there. I'm gonna
finna
be right
kill
there.
it.
The
I'm gonna be right
runs
there just
and
like this.
everything are
They
about to be
gonna rock
amazing.
us.
I am excited about that. That I am super excited about.
Yeah, yo,
I,
they are
So
gifted, yo.
Jasmine
And
Sullivan's album has been on my playlist every day
literally,
since it came out. Like literally,
literally.
pick up your feelings, sit on it, baby.
what the
I've been,
acoustic version on the
I've been, I've been, I've been texting, I've been texting some exes like, pick up your feelings, honey. Pick up your feelings.
That song,
word.
a girl like me, that song right there with her and with Jasmine Sullivan and her, like
And
that
her.
song
But
is
it's her and Jasmine Sullivan.
amazing.
It's Ari Lennox
Ari
and
Lennox,
Jasmine. Like, how you got
SZA,
all these
yeah.
powerhouses
LMA,
on your.
like it's
Hmm.
so many. I will say that I feel like I don't know in detail. Like I'll be honest with you, I don't know in detail how these women like really came. Like, cause to me, I don't
Mhm.
keep up with new artists and stuff like that. But it's like they just came on the scene and it was just like amazing. LMA with Boot Up. Like I heard she had a couple of mixtapes out before Boot Up actually came out. I didn't
Listen,
know that. And then
I heard LMA talking one day, and I was like, "Why she talking like that?"
yeah, because
She
she's
got a
from
British accent.
what's that? Yeah, she's from
I
yeah.
was like, "Why?"
She's from across the
Girl,
river. Like she,
her,
yeah.
her, and Jasmine Sullivan, Ari Lennox and Jasmine Sullivan. I swear to you,
Why
I'd
you
be
keep putting
like,
Jasmine Sullivan in between?
I mean, I'm just
That song,
saying,
she had to
the
say it
songs,
twice.
Right.
the songs. I'm
Hey
like,
yo,
oh
but
my god,
it's Jay's.
powerhouses.
Is now the thing was, how this is one thing I feel like sometimes we as a people kind of get messed up sometimes though. Because remember when Jay-Z announced that it was announced that Jay-Z was going to be working with the NFL, right? And this was after the NFL was still going
They
to beef
dogged him
with the
out.
with the beef with the
Yeah,
with
yeah,
the whole Colin
Hmm
Kaepernick thing. But
yeah.
he went on ahead and made a decision. It's like, yeah, but if I do this, I can put some people on the right platform,
Right.
and I
Right.
can for real put the whole black agenda up there.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel
Did you
like
hear?
there's certain cats, there's certain things that we may not like at face value at first or when we first see it. But then when we see what certain cats are doing, when they decide to make that move and they put certain people in positions, I feel like they was talking about that in the One Night in Miami movie too with Sam Cooke. I heard he was
You really
making
about to
sure
make me
that
get off of here and go and watch it right now because
he was making
you
sure cats was
reference it
getting
like.
paid.
But I feel like sometimes what it is like when we first see things like one thing that I do know that we tend to do. One thing that I do know that we unfortunately tend to do is we are like so quick to cancel somebody. Like, cancel. You did what? Cancel.
Yeah.
You like we don't even give nobody a chance. Like we don't even give nobody the side eye. Like, what you about to do with this? Okay, then let me cancel you. Like, no. Like we just so quick to cancel. We don't give nobody a chance. So I feel like that
Mm-hmm.
is where we as a people do we lack. We do lack and we do lack in that area because we just feel like it's somebody. We always quick to say somebody's selling out. Like that was the first
Mm-hmm.
thing. Ah, nah, he's selling out. He really not down. He really not down. He's selling out. But like you said, we're not quick to step back. Like even like I was kind of tight when Steve had went and met with Trump. I ain't even gonna hold you. Like I was just like, what could he even
Baby,
possibly?
I canceled his ass.
Yeah, I was just like,
Like,
nah. Like what could you even possibly have to say
but he came. He
that?
came left field. He came left field with me because he called Martin Luther King the third. It was like my daddy would have met with him, and
Mm,
Martin Luther
yeah.
King, and I'm like,
But I like it's like I'm not gonna lie, to a certain point, like I'm not for it, but I understand like if we're gonna come to some sort of agreement, or if we're gonna move together as a culture and
the
move forward
conversation
in a
has to be
totality,
had.
there has to be
Mhm.
a form of a
Mhm.
conversation. Like I get it, like there are
Mhm.
those of us who are literally like, now we about to do it by ourselves, just with us, nobody else. We don't care what nobody got to say. We're gonna do it by ourselves. But in actuality, like there needs to be some form of communication and exchange of dialogue to be like, so this is what we trying to bring to the table. What you bringing to the table? Oh, nah, we not hearing that. We not hearing that. At least be open and hear what one of the others is trying to say.
Because in realization, we want to be mad at our men and men in our lives about not communicating. That
Mm,
goes for our relationships with friends,
yeah.
foes. Like we have to communicate. We have
Hmm.
to
It's
put
key.
all that out there.
As generic as it
Hmm.
may sound,
Mhm.
it is key for us. So I get what you're saying, Walt. Like I hear what you're saying, and I do. I understand your point. I do the
Yeah.
coming to the table, but I just feel like the point in time that Jay tried to do it was just really bad timing. Like I just
It
it was
was
a bit
it,
much. Like I probably, if I was B, I would have been at the house like, you can't do this next year. Like
but
I'm
let
ready
it
to go
it's
to
die
bed.
down.
I'm ready to go to bed.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah, I
really?
don't know.
as
You
like
saw this
I
tonight?
understand. I understand that. I mean, I feel that. I do feel like there is better timing with things. I do
Right.
feel like things can be done more discreetly. Like
Right.
maybe he go ahead and sign it, and maybe not announce it to the world, but
Right. Right.
like just be like, "Oh, Jay Z's in charge of the. How come we got her and Jasmine Sullivan? Oh, Jay Z put that together. Now that would have been
Right.
smooth to just hear, but
Right.
doing it the way you do it, it's like some people in certain spaces we gonna see it and we gonna be like, oh, so
Yes.
You gonna
Hmm.
dig
and
it either
then
way. You gonna dig it either way.
yeah,
So it's like,
Yeah.
it's like it's
let
We
it
just
gonna
let it
yeah.
slide.
yeah. We
We be,
do gotta like stop judging that face value though. We do
we
straight
be
up.
ready to cancel like real quickly.
Yeah.
Like I feel like sometimes we be waiting people to mess up just so we could cancel.
Yeah.
Listen,
That's cancel.
Is that a
listen.
crabs in a bucket? Is that not crabs in a bucket?
It
That
is.
is.
It
It is.
really is.
Mm.
It's crabs in the bucket,
Dang,
but
it is.
also
I ain't
it's
even.
like it is.
That's
It
so
really
terrible.
is. Because it's like you don't want to hear what they gotta say. Like maybe I didn't think about it like that. I just
Yeah.
didn't
Yeah.
understand like what you were saying. Like I didn't think
Right.
about it like that. And they
Uh,
already canceled. Baby, dead.
Cause it's
Yeah.
like I feel like we be trying to make sure we all on the same. As a we should be on the same page, but I'm saying we can't all think the same. If we all
But
thought the same, we would be what?
We
The
wouldn't
when
go
world
did
would
we
be
get
nowhere.
boring.
crabs in the bucket? But when did
Hmm.
we get so sensitive? When
So
did we get so
sensitive.
sensitive?
I
Ooh.
think
Like,
it's
Ooh.
when I be talking
Ooh.
about it,
we can't say nothing.
I think I just think it's a
Baby, you
combination
light
of
skin. You
things.
light skin. Your
Like
eyebrows is plush. Baby, you can't say nothing about me at all. Like, it gets that deep. It gets that sensitive. Like,
yeah,
baby, you got a
and that
full set of eyebrows. Baby, you can't say nothing over here.
I think it's really the
I think colorism,
I
assimilation,
think
It's
colorism
all
hopelessness.
colorism.
I think colorism does play a role, but I think it's
Hmm.
also the fact of everyone being included. Like I feel like everyone is being included except for black people or darker people. And I feel like when we try to include any and everybody, and I'm not even trying to sound mean, or I'm not even trying to sound politically incorrect, but when you try to when you include and bring in everybody, like
That's
you
when
got
it
to
get
make sure you're not
touchy. That's when it
offending
get
any and
touchy.
everybody.
Hmm.
Like it's to a point
Hmm.
where you can't even call somebody her or she because they may not identify with a gender. If you call them that, they get offended, and it's just like
Well, what am I supposed to
no.
say?
You
Well,
Nah,
supposed to
first
say
of
like,
all,
I
let's
or
just say this.
they. It's supposed to be like a general type blanket type thing.
Hmm. Let's
I
just say
mean,
this.
mm,
We are so in a point of contentment that we can't really like. I just want to, before it was like, oh, black people are so sensitive. We can't
Yeah,
say black. We can't
yeah,
say light. We
they,
can't say like
yeah.
But now it's the same way with gay and straight. I just want people to understand, baby. I don't know. Let me know before. Like what you want to be called. Like I'm not being funny. I swear I'm not. I
Nah,
am not
cause
being funny. But it's like they,
Yo,
them, she, he. Like if you
I'm
got a
a
beard, baby, you a man. To me, I'm just being funny.
I'm a
I
I'm
really am
a
not.
I understand that. I feel like when it comes to people and like who with the whole he she thing, who got that, the LGBTQ, all of that. When it comes to that, my thing on it is like this.
Hey,
My thing on it,
girl.
my
Hey.
thing, my thing on it is, as like I will respect you as a human being. You have the right, and I will respect you for what you want to be called.
Whatever you want to be
But
called,
you
says.
gotta you gotta respect and be knowledgeable of someone not coming from that. If somebody,
yeah,
not everybody is grown up in that knowledge of you wanting to
yeah.
be called different
Right.
alphabets. You feel me? So it's
This
Mm.
ain't
you
new to
you
me. This is new
yeah.
to me. Like,
The
So
different
it's like,
alphabets
yo,
though,
I don't
like
know.
nah, cause you really like when I be hearing Zay, Zo, yo, I've been hearing
You
some
you
different
said a
who
stuff.
whole
is
lot of
Zay Zo?
stuff.
Like Zoe from
Who?
Instagram?
Right.
Nah, but when I'm saying
No.
when
Who
people
is
want
Zay
to,
Zo?
I'm
what
so
Oh,
sick. I'm so sick. They
I
want
I
to be
get it.
called that. Like
I
though, them, sis, bruh. First of all, if you got a whole beard, baby, I don't know. I don't
I'm
know.
just
Like I
saying
don't know.
it's like we have to reference you as far as like what we know. If you come to it, but you can't come at someone, you can't get super in your feelings. If somebody said, "How you doing, sir?" If I'm working at my job, and that's literally what I've been saying since a
Ma'am.
scrub, and I say, "Oh, how you doing?" I literally had that when I was working at a sneaker store. When I would have people come in, and I seen somebody who could have been one way or the other,
Sir.
I would be like, how you doing? Just trying not to say, and you're
Yeah.
thinking that. You're thinking
Yeah.
that. Don't say this. Don't
You
say
Yeah.
it
said
because you
you
just don't
said
want to
Uh-huh.
sir.
upset them.
I'm like,
Yeah.
ma'am.
It's like, yo,
Mm-hmm.
just like
Mm-mm.
I can respect you, and I don't know what you went through to why you are the way you are, but I'm gonna respect you enough to, to let
But
you have the right
let
to
me have
be.
that.
You have the right,
Let me
Yeah.
let
exactly,
me have that regard too, though.
because
Like
you
if
can't
Yeah.
I
control
call
how people
you
think.
Yeah.
exactly, if I
Exactly.
call you a man and you feel like you're a woman, listen, baby, I'm not
Mhm.
trying to be that person to drag you down a road of no contempt, baby. Just let me know. Like, don't sue me because I don't know that you a man and you a sir. Like,
I
that's the
literally
whole
just
thing
try not
over.
to even touch it. Like I just try not to. Like if I can avoid it, I avoid it. Like I just be like,
That's
all
what
right.
I be
Yeah.
trying to do too. I be like,
Mm.
It's the same thing. It's the same thing with at the school. Like I was like, oh, is that one time? One time. I was like, oh, is that your grandma? She was like, I'm his mama. I was
Oh,
like,
see, there you go.
okay. Look a
We
little
don't say it.
elderly.
Like
but
Like
she was
I offended
offended.
sis. I offended sis. And I all of a sudden I was like, hey, how are you? Who you coming to picking up? What's
Yeah.
your relationship?
Uh huh.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you gotta get
You have to
ugly.
be
Like you
very general.
standard.
You do. You have to be
Standard.
extremely general.
Mm-hmm.
It's like really.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh, it's very.
Standard. Who are you coming picking up? Okay. What's the
Mm-hmm.
relationship? Don't assume.
To the point.
Do not ask no questions.
Yep.
What's the relationship? Mm-hmm. That's your grandniece. Okay. Okay, grandniece. Okay.
Just get straight to the point.
Right. Straight to the point.
Well, guys, this was our first episode back.
I know. I'm so
I feel like this was a good
excited.
one. We had some really good topics. I'm excited.
Cute.
Once again, I am glad, Walter, that you decided to do this with
Me
us.
too,
Like from
Walt.
a
I
male
had a great time. It was
perspective. Like
cool.
I'm loving this. I can't wait to record again. Everybody go ahead and drop your social media handles so that everybody know where to follow you. Walter, we're gonna
Oh.
go ahead and start with you.
It's at Walter Aaron on Instagram. Yep, that's me.
At Walter.
At
At
Walter
Walter.
Aaron. Go ahead, Tay.
My Instagram is O_it's_Tavis. TAYVIS. Hope you guys follow.
Oh, girl, you in this air flip.
Okay, let me say it again. Let me say it
Oh
again.
God, Lord have mercy.
Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead,
All
Jay.
right. My name is at _ J Sheree. That is _ JSHARAE. And then also follow the podcast at Water2Wine Podcast. And then the other podcast at the Collab Podcast. So we all out here hitting
Presents.
we in y'all
The
face.
collab presents,
Oh, the
ma'am.
Collab presents.
Ma'am.
Sorry. Didn't mean to offend you.
Don't do them.
Did you get it? Did y'all get it? Offend
Don't do
either?
that. The collab presents.
Woo! No, but
Period.
listen. Thank you everyone for tuning in. This was our first episode back, and we will be back again with another slamming topic. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and share and subscribe.
Okay.
Water to Wine Podcast. We out.
We out.
Peace.
Love
Bye.
y'all.